keeps raging. At least 6 people are dead in a Russian drone and missile attack that hit Kyiv, while Ukraine keeps launching its own drone attacks inside Russia, where at least 5 deaths are reported. There's a new prime minister in London.
We will make this moment a circuit breaker for Britain.
Andy Burnham vowing to bring stability as the 7th British prime minister in 10 years, replacing Keir Starmer, who made his resignation official this morning.
Burnham says he wants to make life easier for Brits, saying living in the UK needs to be more affordable. Now, as to how he will pull that off, with the former Manchester mayor signaling a farther push to the left. He is suggesting greater state ownership of public utilities, expanded social housing, and more government involvement in essential services.
That's Fox's Jeff Paul in London. America's listening to Fox News.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Well, there are mixed stocks so far this morning on Wall Street. After last week's selling, the Dow is down another 35 points. The NASDAQ, though, gaining 151. The S&P 500's up 27 points. Another stock is coming to the New York Exchange, though a date hasn't been set yet.
Jersey Mike's is preparing to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. It's the second largest sandwich chain in the U.S. after Subway, and the Wall Street Journal says the stock launch is expected to value Jersey Mike's at $7.9 billion. The company is based in New Jersey in Tinton Falls. Investment firm Blackstone acquired a majority stake in Jersey Mike's last year. It is expected to retain about 2/3 of the company's voting power after it goes public. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
Oil prices, they're down slightly this morning, but their rise back up recently has made gas more expensive. AAA's national average for regulars back to $4 per gallon. That is 13 cents higher than last Monday, about $1 more than we were paying before the Iran conflict. There is a new king of the movie box office.
Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey conquered theaters with a massive $124.5 million debut in North America, plus another nearly $140 million overseas.
No one could stand between my men.
It's Nolan's biggest opening since The Dark Knight Rises in 2012, and even more impressive because the film runs 3 hours and carries an R rating. Disney's Moana sailed into a distant second place with $19 million during its third weekend. Following close behind in fourth and fifth places, Minions and Monsters and Toy Story 5, each with $14.8 million. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
Evil Dead Burn was also in the top 5. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your 710 KURV, AccuWeather forecast. Breezy with plenty of sun today. Highs from 100 to near 110. South-southeast winds at 12 to 25 miles an hour. A steady breeze this evening, mainly clear. The low down near 80. Mostly sunny. Very hot again on Tuesday. Highs from 101 to almost 110. Then Wednesday, mostly sunny, breezy. Highs from 102 to almost 110. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Hurricane season is here, and the time to prepare is now. News Talk 710 KURV is your home for Tropical Coverage 2026. We'll bring you the latest information you'll need to help you prepare should a tropical storm or hurricane develop, with trusted resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, plus direct updates from local authorities. Be ready, be prepared. Tropical Coverage 2026 is powered by Lee's Pharmacy, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, Vega Roofing, and the Omar Ochoa Law Firm. The 710 KURV People Poll is brought to you by Total Imaging Solutions, where service comes first.
When's the last time you checked your roof's condition? Is it hurricane ready? It's predicted to be a busy storm season with strong winds. Did you know that heavy rains can cause your drains to clog? Clogged drains on flat commercial roofs can cause serious damage to your buildings. Being prepared will give you peace of mind. Call Vega Roofing Company so we can inspect your roof or replace it with our 20-year warranted Duralast roofing systems. Call 686-4921. Vega Roofing Company since 1965. A name in roofing you can trust. That's 686-4921.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. From the Radio United Broadcast Center, this is the Sergio Show. Talking about the news headlines and topics that affect you. And now, the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez.
Happy Monday. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV is also at Radio Para Mí, the free app. I'd say that would be primary, as we all are taking that, what is that, good ship lollipop towards social media. So join us at Radio Para Mí. You can do a rewind, anything that you heard, some of the interviews. Producer Freddie and I are going to try to get in the habit of posting the show online as well, since we do the YouTube and Facebook X Live. You can join us there, 710 KURV. YouTube and Facebook, right, Freddie? You doing X Live as well? Yeah. Okay, we'll do that on a more regular basis. I try to get everything in order, so in order to go online with you. I need to start today's program by mentioning that the war in Iran has claimed the life of a Texan. Her name is Private Isabella Gonzalez. If you see this young face, precious young lady, she was killed along with First Lieutenant Tyler James Freehan from Hawaii, by the way, and a third member of their group, I think also. That name has not been released, I believe. The remains are being identified. And there was a service member that was killed in Iraq as well over the past 24 plus hours. And just a reminder of just how painful and very serious this engagement is, and likely, God forbid, but likely there will be more to come. The Iran Islamic radical death cult, they will not give up unless they die as well. They're just non-locals. They're absolutely nuts. This young lady, Private Isabella Gonzalez, who was killed in that bomb blast in Jordan as the Iranians sent a missile over to Jordan. And I was telling this to producer Freddie. I had a conversation with Eben Brown at Fox News. I'll share with you a little later on. Don't you find it very interesting how Iran still has the capacity to launch missiles, not willy-nilly? You guys remember back in Iraq when we had that war with Saddam Hussein, I would say, early 90s, and then the post 9/11 war, the Scud missiles, they would just lob them and they would hit anywhere. They weren't, these missiles from Iran are precise. And I have to wonder if that is Russian technology or Chinese technology. Yeah, behind the scenes, you see the influence. Surely with all these years that have gone by, 2 decades plus, surely they've acquired this technology from the Russians or the Chinese, or maybe even, how to disassemble and reassemble the thing, just, backward engineer the whole thing. Either way, they're precise. They hit, remember a few weeks back, they hit another U.S. military installation, and it was, forgive me for not, what was it, 5 or 6 U.S. service members were killed in that attack. My CEO and I were walking the halls of the congressional offices, and there was one congressional member that put the faces of those who were lost in that initial attack about a month or so ago. Oh, this attack has claimed the lives of at least 3. A lot of other service members hurt as a result of this, but one of them from Texas, from Carrollton, Texas. That'd be the Dallas area, Private Isabella Gonzalez. Just beautiful, young, precious soul. And this is a very heavy price that we are paying. Some would question why now? And the president is committed to making sure that the Iranians do not ever have a nuclear weapon. If they are this crazy, and we know them to be this crazy and militant and hell-bent on destroying America, destroying the West, look at all the precision bombs that they're, missiles that they're sending over to, yes, Jordan, like this strike, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, other places. They're hitting airports, they're hitting bases, they're hitting desal locations, water desal plants. Very, very precise. And the sooner the better. This whole negotiation thing, well, been there, done that. We know it doesn't work with Iran. I do hope that President Trump stays the course. It might be costly politically. It doesn't matter. The Iranian mullahs, the Iranian religious police, the Iranian radical crazies that have whoever has their finger on the buttons to fire something in this direction, they must all be obliterated. Iran must be free of this. And I do hope and pray somehow near future that the Iranians themselves will stand up and fight for their own country and get rid of, by any means necessary, get rid of the religious police that have a chokehold on Iran and their people and brainwashing these people. It has to stop. Iran must be reformed, controlled. None of this, let's do a peace deal. You got to slow down on your enrichment. Just Obama, we know that didn't work. We know the desire by Iran was to continue. We found out during the Biden administration, first year 2021, we found out that they were already enriching to 60% capacity and more when the nuclear inspectors were in there. Enough already. Enough. Iran must be by force, must be brought to bend and need. And just keep at it, Mr. President. Blow up every missile launcher, all industrial capacity for them to build anything. That's the way it must be. And we know, as of a report last week, that we probably have some other allies also doing some nighttime strikes over Iran. Okay, so pray for our service members. Pray for our frontline volunteer military that are trying to correct the mistake from Iran, the war that's been waged against the United States and the West since 1979, since they took over the embassy. I was thinking about, Freddie, was when we used to do the Operation Interdependence care packages. If this thing goes much longer, we might need to send some. What do you think? Maybe send some. No? Why, Freddie? No, I don't mean that. It's like they are on the periphery, though. They're in bases, and all these sites that are being hit by Iran, they're at those bases. And anyway, just a thought, just to tell them that we care about them. Time is 9:15. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Big thank you to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, ChamberlainLTD.com. Yeah, what an amazing contrast. So you got President Trump. They're in New York. The final, Spain against Argentina, and Spain win. And the president stuck around and was providing. He was providing medals. He did the whole trophy and the medals and second place and everything. So for the winners yesterday, gotta love social media. Somebody always taking advantage of an opportunity and getting some clicks. Who was this? Euro finder Matthias Schmidt puts a video. It's the power of AI. President Trump handing the Spanish delegation, the winners of the World Cup, in an alternate universe, this actually makes sense. It would be a much more useful gift for every single player and team member of the Spanish selección.
Ferran, great game. This AC unit is for you.
President Trump handing a window AC unit to who's this Ferran guy that he's Ferran Torres? Is he like the star of the Spanish team or one of the? Okay, well, I asked the authority. Freddie would know stuff like this.
Ferran, great game. This AC unit is for you.
Gracias, Mr. President. It's so cool.
Best ACs, better than metals. Enjoy the cool.
Thank you so much. This is amazing.
You're welcome. Let's hear it for the team.
Gracias a
todos. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, that would have been a much better, considering how they're getting blasted and dying in Europe too. What was the figure? Only 7. What was it? Was it France, Freddie? Only 7% of French homes and businesses, something like that. When they were dying, literally, they had like we do today, 110-degree heat today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. They had it in France like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and they said that only 7% of French businesses and homes had AC, which was the same in Spain and Europe. They just don't have ACs in Spain and in Europe, which puts them in third world status. I argue that if Mexico has 16% AC unit penetration across the country in Mexico, that's more than double of what France has. Now, why is Mexico still third world and the Frenchies at 7% are still considered first world? I don't know. I'm making an argument that we need to reclassify them. Some in Europe as third world. Congratulations to, oh, by the way, the economic impact, $20 to $30 billion to the U.S. economy. They're still running the numbers on that one. I think the best of all benefits to America, aside from the dollars, we had that, what's the guy over at Bank of America? The CEO, he was saying that they saw 6% growth in credit card and debit card transactions. Best increase in credit card transactions for them in 4 years, I think. So it's definitely an economic benefit. But I think that the best benefit was the goodwill. Germans and Scandinavians and the Irish, all these people who experienced the U.S., the culture, from the food to the shopping malls to the eateries, the parks, the fun places, everything. They got to see America for themselves and went back home to counter the lies that are propagated by the leftist media in Europe that America is unsafe and, it's hell, it's the devil, whatever. That they actually got to see that and experience it. And, of course, took with them as much as they could and probably travel size little bottles, some of that ranch sauce. And took it back to Europe. What else did they like? Ranch and barbecue and Buc-ee's. Yeah, all those things. Bucky balls. Yeah, Bucky balls. Time is 9:20. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. This hour of the program is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, ChamberlainLTD.com.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 956-800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team De La Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman De La Cruz.
The true meaning of caring is feeling and showing concern, compassion, and kindness for others. It's been said, there is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up. At Michaela Funeral Home, it's what drives us.
Hi, I am Carla McCaleb. Along with my husband Mark and our caring staff, we know we are in the healing business because we hear it from families we serve. Please read our reviews about our life celebrations and fair and transparent prices for unmatched service, and how we lift people up with our healing care and compassion, celebrating lives since 1963.
the Valley's only life celebration home. To learn more about the choices you can make now so a future funeral becomes more of a celebration of life, call Carla at 956-650-2841, 956-650-2841, or visit their website, McCalebFuneralHome.com. Get ready for a wild adventure with 710 KURV and IPH Home Healthcare. Join us Saturday, August 1st from 9 a.m. till noon at the Back to School Bash 2026 at La Plaza Mall. The first 400 kids score a free backpack. Plus, enjoy games, music, face painting, fun characters, and register to win a South Padre Island getaway, a family beach water park package, tablets, gift cards, and more. Don't miss the Back to School Bash 2026, presented by Idea Public Schools.
Later tonight, your Houston Astros host the Miami Marlins. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
News Talk 710 KURV, the Sergio Show for a Monday. This is your station for Astros baseball. And they stumbled out of the gate for the second half of the baseball season. Ouch. I know they've got the talent. By the way, Freddie, can you ask one of the interns when the wake them up? Look at that. They're just wasting the time playing video games over there. Tell one of the interns what, maybe you know it, Freddie, the trading deadline for baseball. When is that? Okay. Check it real quick. See what the trading deadline. But these vatos, they need pitching. They needed batting. They needed the bats to wake up. But they got the bats already. They just need better pitching. Astros baseball, that'd be tonight. 6:40, still in Houston against the Fish from Miami. And then they've got the Chicago White Sox on Friday. Deli and I and the boys, we had a chance. We shared a wonderful memory. At least this season, if everything goes south and they stink even worse than they are right now. They got swept by as the Wall Street Journal reporter that we heard one time say, they got swept by the Orioles. They got swept by Baltimore, the Orioles, this past weekend. And they got within 2 games of 500. And now they've lost 4 in a row. All my Astros are killing me. Astros baseball on 710 KURV weeknights and weekends. I want to say thank you to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. A big thank you to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing for this hour of the program. To the nation's capital, the time's 9:24, and we got Jared Halpern joining us from D.C. And before we get into the day's news and Iran and all this stuff up there, I got to tell you, in that recent trip up to D.C., I was amazed, Jared. Washington, D.C. is a dog city. There were dogs everywhere, people walking dogs. I was so happy to see all these precious little pooches walking everywhere in downtown. It's like every third or fourth person was walking around downtown with a dog in a leash, getting in their exercise. It's like dogs everywhere. It's a lot of,
yeah. The thing that is still, as a dog owner, I'd like to see more of the businesses put out some water bowls, but it's fine.
Well, they do.
A lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I have noticed, I've been here 16 years. I think the dog population has increased over the last 16 years. I don't know why. I mean, I've gotten a dog in that time, so I guess I'm part of the problem or the trend. But yeah, we got a lot of dogs, and by and large, they're nice.
They are. They are.
I don't like the little tiny yipper dogs, but that's okay.
Yeah, the small ones are the most insecure ones. They're the ones that yap at you.
Yeah, I don't know what. Like, it's so funny. We have a pit bull mix. So she's pretty sure of herself. But the only dogs she is afraid of are like the little like Chihuahua and like yipper dogs.
They're like rats.
I think she doesn't know what they are. Like, are they squirrels? What are they barking at her for?
Yeah.
She doesn't know. Only dog she's afraid of.
Yeah.
These little tiny like fur balls.
I must say that kudos to the gang in D.C., either the dog owners or, I don't know, people working. I didn't see too many city workers. So it must be the dog owners for all the dogs. And I am not exaggerating, people. Washington, D.C. is beautiful. And then to put on top of that all these pooches walking around, their owners walking with pooches and running around town. just beautiful. I'd love to see that. I did not see any poop anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, because we're all holding it. We're all holding the poop.
Yeah. That's right. Whatever happens, they're picking up and going. All right, so let's get some real news up in D.C.
I'm glad you enjoyed your trip.
Yeah,
you were here, though, for like the hottest consecutive days in the history of Washington.
Yeah, tell me about it. I went up on
Kudos
the terrace.
for making it through.
I went up on the terrace and roof of the hotel broadcasting up there, and it was
like 110 degrees with the heat index. It was brutal last week.
Yeah, that's what it is right now in the valley. 110 today, tomorrow.
Oof.
And the next day. Okay. Washington, D.C. news, brother. All right. So attacks in Iran continue. Comments, reaction from the White House. Interesting. I was telling Freddie, interesting to see the president hand out awards at the World Cup and then ordering massive more strikes in Iran immediately after that.
You see the world, it was a little awkward at the World Cup because like he handed the trophy and then he kind of stood there and Infantino had to kind of like usher him off the stage. Because it's like a moment for Spain. But I think the president enjoyed the World Cup. It was a very successful tournament.
It was.
A lot of attendance. The TV broadcasts were exceptional. So listen, I think from just a pure like putting on a major event like that, which is tough to do, kudos to everyone involved. It was a tremendous success. The U.S., I think, presented itself well. We've seen tourists talk about how much fun they had in the U.S., and I think the president enjoyed soccer as well, which is a sport that his son likes more than him, but it seemed to be successful. But you're right, the strikes in Iran now, there are questions about kind of what the strategy is, because obviously the memorandum of understanding is over. We've had 9 consecutive nights and days of airstrikes, mostly targeting coastal facilities. These are the areas that Iran is using to hit these Iranian ships, these ships off the coast of Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. But we have also seen an increase in their ability to target U.S. bases in the Middle East. These casualties in Jordan now over the weekend, 3 service members killed, another service member killed in Iraq. That's going to continue to raise questions in Congress about the war powers, about a strategy, about kind of what's the plan. Is there any hope of diplomacy still working, of getting Iran back to the negotiating table? And if not, then what is the plan, right? What's the strategy for accomplishing what it is that the military is set to accomplish?
How much longer on the legislative calendar up in D.C. To get anything passed? How many more days, or what's going on up there?
There's not a lot. We're getting close to that August recess. August recess is always a little bit longer in an election year. So we're kind of nearing the single digits of actual legislative days here before the elections. And the House has not been able to get much done because you have a handful of folks in kind of the Freedom Caucus and others who are voting against even procedural kinds of motions because they want action on the Save America Act. And the problem, as you know, Serge, is that does not have the votes in the U.S. Senate. Certainly doesn't have 60 votes. Elements of it don't have 50 votes. They're not going to change the filibuster rule, certainly not before the midterm elections. And so the challenge here for the speaker is to try and reach some sort of accord with these folks that they can move forward, at least on kind of the most basic things, right? A National Defense Authorization Act, some sort of funding bill to prevent a government shutdown at the end of September, and kind of how quickly they can get that done before cutting everybody loose for the campaign season.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, going back to my experience in D.C., first time there in many months, I want to say kudos. First of all, kudos to all the security folks. I was telling this to Delia, my wife, yesterday. Can you imagine how much security there is up in New York right now at that final soccer game, especially with the president being there? Oh, my God. Right. And then in D.C., I thought it was real good, real nice to see National Guard soldiers everywhere, especially it seems like the metro stations, near the metro points. But they're walking everywhere. In fact,
they have a lot of them there.
Yeah, downtown.
They have a lot of them kind of posted near the Smithsonian areas, kind of high traffic areas. Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously it's controversial here in DC. There are a lot of residents that would prefer them not to be here. But that mission seems to be extendable. And the president has talked about liking having the National Guard here and believes it is having an impact on crime, especially, again, in those areas that are highly trafficked with tourists and a lot of other folks.
Downtown, near the subway stations, the metro stations. I know I was grateful for it. I felt real safe going down several blocks to get some pizza and cookies and whatever I needed. Just said hi and talked to some of these young men and women, just beautiful people. They're walking around town, keeping the peace. And I'm sure the crime rate has gone through the floor as a result of their presence, just walking around town. Oh, and I also saw the Nat Stadium. And, of course, at the entrance of the Nationals Stadium, World Champs 2019, painful reminder how they beat the Astros in the World Series back in 2019. All right.
It's been kind of slow going, though, since then.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of the worst team in baseball since then. So we're looking to bounce back at some point.
Have a great day, pal. Thanks for joining us. That's Jared Halpern, Fox News, up in D.C. Time is 9:32. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We'll try to get in this cadence of broadcasting online on 710 KURV, Facebook and YouTube and X. Just give you something to do online. Catch up with the day's information and some of the talk, and even participate in the programming. The WhatsApp line at KURV is 956-862-2482, 956-862-2482. You're welcome to open up WhatsApp, type in, or record an audio message, send it this way, 956-862-2482. The Sergio Show at News Talk 710 KURV. From the pulse of the 956, thank you to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing for sponsorship this hour of the Sergio Show.
Freedom is calling, and the savings are bigger than ever at the Toyota Far Freedom Sales Event. Drive home an all-new Tacoma for just $92 a month, a powerful Tundra for $177 a month, a stylish Camry for only $92 a month, or a versatile RAV4 for just $189 a month. Visit Toyota Far at 1625 West Interstate 2 in Far, shop online at toyotafar.com or call 956-815-2285.
Toyota Far, somos buena gente.
With 130 years, almost 130 years under their belt, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing would like for you to call them. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing has an impressive book that shows you all the different projects they've done in big metro areas. You know, I had a sit down with Artie, I call him, the top chief. You know that retractable roof that I just felt, we were there for the July 4th Astros game that they won in walk-off fashion with Jordan, and the fireworks afterwards. They opened up the roof, and at every moment with that thing, it was just sliding. So I kept thinking Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing was a part of that. Isn't that crazy? Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, our company here in South Texas, a part of that project and many other projects for power companies and big projects. Those same people, Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, can help you. You got a project, you make sure that roofing project is top-notch, reliable for many years. Whatever type system you have, Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing would like to check, see if everything's okay, and they would like to do that for free. Gratis, no expense to you. Shake hands, send the expert teams out there. They multitask. It's a culture of excellence. It's a culture of safety. Those crews from Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, checking all of your commercial roofs for free to see if everything's okay. And if it is, they'll tell you. If not, they'll take a call back whenever to get some patchwork. You want to be ready for the next gully washer. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing. Get a free inspection. Report of the condition of your roofing systems. 956-655-6178.
Hey RGV, do you love radio, events, and meeting people? Radio United is looking for brand activation ambassadors for our stations. This is a part-time position, perfect for those who want to have fun while working. If you're bilingual, 21 or older, and have a valid driver's license and legal authorization to work in the U.S., we want you on our team. We offer great benefits and opportunities for growth. Send your resume to human resources at radiounited.com. Radio United is an equal opportunity employer.
Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The U.S. military reveals the names of 2 soldiers killed in Iran's attack in Jordan. First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan was 25 years old from Iva Beach in Hawaii, and Private Isabella was 19 from Carrollton, Texas. The remains of another U.S. service member believed killed in that attack have also been found. Eddie Burnham is Great Britain's new leader.
Prime Minister Burnham says he wants to bring back hope. Burnham remains an unknown quantity even to Brits. 40% in a recent poll couldn't recognise the UK's new Prime Minister. He'll spend the summer unveiling a series of policies, likely moving the UK to the left.
Fox's Jonathan Savage in London. National Hurricane Center expects the depression in the Gulf of America to form later today into a tropical storm named Bertha, affecting the Gulf along Alabama and Florida. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Breezy with plenty of sun today. Highs from 100 to near 110. South-southeast winds at 12 to 25 miles an hour. A steady breeze this evening. Mainly clear. The low down near 80. Mostly sunny. Very hot again on Tuesday. Highs from 101 to almost 110. Then Wednesday, mostly sunny. Breezy. Highs from 102 to almost 110. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Rapid fire headlines.
Y'all may remember a few days back, a Tesla vehicle that was going at high speed. And this was in the Houston suburb of Katy at high speed, and I guess went into a house or hit somebody in a porch. It was a deadly accident. And, it's a Tesla. Again, a Tesla gone crazy. A Tesla gone mad. And every report. In fact, when I saw that report, I'm not going to read this. I am going to wait. Much like many of the reports on the unfortunate, the death of a man who encountered ICE in Houston, and let the investigation play out. You got a bunch of communist, literally communist groups that are taking advantage, trying to take political advantage, and they're trying to influence I'm sorry, but they're feeble-minded, low information crowds, emotionally driven in Houston by literally communist groups that are organized. And funny, Freddie, isn't it interesting that many of these street protests, many of these riots that we were so accustomed to under the Biden administration, right? They're not happening anymore. I wonder if that has to do with anything with some of that U.S. aid or some of the U.S. funding that's no longer there to pay the salaries for protesters, so-called protesters. Anyway, back to the issue. So if there's something factual, something procedural, something legal that's moving on that story out of Houston with that man who died as a result of his confrontation with ICE, then we'll share it. Otherwise, no, wait for the full investigation. Don't join in on the ignorant protests that are taking place right now related to that. So back to the initial story I brought to you. I waited on this Tesla accident or deadly incident in Houston back on several weeks back, 2-3 weeks back, because you needed the investigation to take place. Here's the report from Richard Strong. There's some audio for you, Freddie, on this one. Let me cue it up for you.
Back on June 16th, a Tesla driver crashed into the front of a woman's house in the Houston suburb of Katy, killing 76-year-old Martha Avila. The NTSB says the driver had pushed the accelerator to full speed, which suggests the vehicle's self-driving software was not the issue in the fatal crash. The incident drew national attention because of Musk's ongoing reassurances that the self-driving function is safe, all while he tries to turn the existing Teslas on the road into self-driving vehicles. The driver of the car, 44-year-old Michael Butler, was working a DoorDash shift when he told police he passed out and lost control. But investigators say because of the outcome, that's equally unlikely.
Oh, my goodness. Well, immediately after the accident, Freddie, do you remember some of these reports? Lawsuit. They're lawyering up. They're calling the lawyers right now to go after Tesla, go after Elon Musk. No. I wonder if they're now going to pivot and go after the driver for what happened. Okay. Weather-related news. We had some deadly weather in the state of Texas last week. And here in South Texas, of course, we didn't get to see the nasty thunderstorms or tornadoes. In fact, impressive. Did you see that report, Freddie? It was 1604, like in Central Texas, up in San Antonio, like in the city, like near the Loop, a tornado tearing through San Antonio. That is crazy weather in Central Texas, up in San Antonio, and then West Texas, Uvalde, and over to the border. So while the weather was quiet and just scorching around here, Central Texas, West Texas, pounded by dangerous downpours. It was deadly. 2 people killed as a result of the flooding, but they say this would have been a lot worse had it not been for some newly installed river sirens, some alarms.
That's one of 6 newly installed River Sentry flood sirens that went off during this recent flooding. Last year, Governor Abbott signed a law requiring sirens in 30 flood-prone places with a $50 million grant. As for how they performed this time,
for all practical purposes, the functionality of the sirens worked just fine.
Cell phone alerts also went off, but reception in the Hill Country can be spotty. 3 River Sentry siren towers were destroyed in the floods and will be replaced.
That's Eric Lycum with that report. You like him, Freddie? You like him? Eric like him? You like him? Yeah. And there's a market research company that measures how well universities are known around the world. Texas A&M is doing well. It's up there.
Based on, among other things, news clippings from around the world and visitors to its video pages, Texas A&M moved from number 21 to number 6 in just 2 years. According to the higher education marketing research company American Caldwell, Harvard, MIT, and Stanford are among the top 5. The Aggie Communications Office notes that at number 6, the A&M brand is more recognizable globally than Cornell, UCLA, or UC Berkeley, according to the latest global university visibility rankings.
That's Bill McLean with that report. I did not hear the reflex whoop from you, Freddie.
No, I was about to say, is that news to you or something?
Why, Freddie?
Like, what's UC Berkeley done? Like,
on research and Cornell. I mean, I have a dear friend.
Cornell.
I have a dear friend who is an Aggie. It's just a genius of a guy.
Whoop.
Yeah. He sent his son to Cornell. Like, why? Why are you? Anyway. All right, buddy. That was 9:44. The Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV, made possible by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Time is 9:50. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We welcome you, encourage you to join us on the social media platforms, since everybody who is in this industry, radio industry, everyone who is smart enough to read the tea leaves, or has been for a while, yeah, you got to be on social media. So Freddie and I will do the best we can to try to join you on 710 KURV YouTube, 710 KURV Facebook, 710 KURV. What else, Freddie? Yeah, X. Hello, I should have said X to begin with. So join us there. We're there right now. Coming up right after we pay a couple of bills, just real quick. Why is the Attorney General of Texas going after LinkedIn? How many of y'all pay subscription to LinkedIn? That's next on the Sergio Show, 710 KURV, also online.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
For over a century, one name has stood for quality, safety, and service in the commercial roofing and waterproofing industry: Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. While our services have grown, our commitment to safety, ongoing training, customer service, and attention to detail has remained the foundation of our success, ensuring our teams are prepared, our customers are protected, and our projects are delivered with excellence.
From roofing and sheet metal to waterproofing and caulking, leak repair and preventative maintenance, and even full building and parking garage restoration, Chamberlain delivers professional, personalized results every time.
From large-scale roof replacements or quick leak repair, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing provides top-quality installations at a competitive price, all with the spirit of cooperation for our valued clients.
Now serving Rio Grande Valley and throughout Texas, you can count on Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to deliver more. Call 956-655-6178 or visit ChamberlainLTD.com to learn more.
Are you in the market for a new Toyota or pre-owned Toyota? Look no further than Toyota Afar. They have extensive selection of Toyota cars and Toyota trucks and Toyota SUVs, along with exceptional customer service every step of the way. Number to call, 956-815-2285.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
About 5 minutes left in this hour of the program. Go find us online. Producer Freddie turning on the camera, and we got 710 KURV. Facebook 7. I hate Facebook, but it's a necessary evil. We got it ready to do online. So join us on 710 KURV X Live. Go find that one. Give him some love. Give our neighbor Elon Musk some love. Join us in the studio. 710 KURV YouTube Live and 710 KURV. Yes, the Facebook Live thing as well. You got it on, Freddie. You still got it on, or you're going to turn it off this hour and turn on the camera next hour for hour 2 of the program? Okay, so you're going to leave it on? Okay, we'll figure it out. But that's the whole idea. We'll try to join you more often. Let me go to the page real quick. See that? Yeah. All right, so I'll tell you why the Attorney General is going after LinkedIn here in just a second. Let me just put this here, because I know every now and then it pains me to say this. Look, I know I'm not perfect, but I tell you what, we try really, really hard. We got plenty of information sources all around here. We go almost literally in sleepless nights many times, especially when the poop hits the fan, like last week when I got a call I had just come back from Washington. I was barely in my second hour of sleep, and a friend texted me, Serge, we got it. We got the shipyard in Brownsville. That is transformative, economic, revolutionary type of news. And there I am, taking everything off the deck that we had planned for the morning to try to focus on the shipyard. I'm not trying to say I'm better than other media, but you know what? I'm better than other media in that it shouldn't be that way. I'm pointing specifically to colleagues and friends who I do hope somebody up in Houston at KTRH, the mighty KTRH, who I dreamt of working at one day when it was mighty and truly a massive media back in the 90s. I think that was the zenith of KTRH, the mighty News Talk KTRH radio in Houston. Seriously, Freddie, what does do these wildfire, hazy days, smoke days up in Northeast New York, Washington, what does that have to do with Texas?
I'm going to say nothing.
Unless you're traveling that day to New York and you got like a breathing condition.
Yeah, or unless the smoke's going to travel down here.
No.
Yeah.
Either way, that was the lead. I check KTRH, I check WBAP, I check KTSA. And these are and I hope and pray that they do a better job of maybe going local. There's got to be a local story that's more important for taxpayers, for property owners, for economic. I mean, I think we're getting a shipyard here in Brownsville pretty soon, like the Navy's largest shipyard. You know, they got a shipyard up in Galveston too, Galveston down to Port Arthur. A massive. What's the economic benefit of that? They're going to need welders and all sorts of professional skills up there. You know, the lead story in conversation was, like, who's responsible? The Canadian fires, the smoke up Northeast. I don't care. Ching. And they actually have, look, I know it's bones compared to the mighty KTRH that I once dreamt of working for years ago as a kid. They're a shell of what they used to be. Wildfires up Northeast. That's your lead conversations story for the morning. Seriously. I got this story here on the Texas Attorney General going after LinkedIn. No, anyway, please do better. I want you to survive. I want you to, not for the sake of that, me working up there. The only good thing out of KTRH right now, Michael Berry. He has an amazing team. Great conversations, great interviews. Michael Berry, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. weekdays on 710 KURV. Here's a story I promised you before the break. Just one of many, and just do a little homework, man. Just talk away for a while. I don't give a damn about wildfires up Northeast. No one does in Texas. It's irrelevant. The Texas Attorney General, a Senate candidate, Republican, Ken Paxton, is going after LinkedIn. The complaint is that LinkedIn, let me see a show of hands. How many of y'all pay a LinkedIn subscription? You know, it's like $40, Freddie? Nobody. Thank you. Yeah. Almost $500 a year. No, thank you. Freddie's stable. He's got a job. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I'm still here. You know, we don't need the $40 extra to get out there. We do, though, because LinkedIn doesn't do live like we're doing live on Facebook, X, and Twitter. Facebook, X, and YouTube. Producer Zach, producer Joe, they'll cut and paste the interviews that we do. They'll put them on LinkedIn for information. So the complaint is that LinkedIn, some companies are listing future vacancies. So they have a ready pipeline of candidates. And there's also a complaint that some companies are making it look like their company is growing. Hence, you're signing up for a great company. So the complaint is LinkedIn needs to do a better job of making their employers verify the validity of their postings. Ken Paxton says, those who pay, if you're paying a prescription for LinkedIn, those who pay for LinkedIn, the subscription, should expect job listings be active and be real, no ghost jobs. Well, I agree, but I don't have to worry about it because I don't pay the subscription for LinkedIn. This is the Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. This hour, the program is service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
History's unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
Drama outside a federal building in New York City this morning. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A man set off an incendiary device a few hours ago outside the building that houses an immigration court and the FBI field office, first putting a liquid down and then setting some fireworks off on top of it.
It caused a little bit of a little fire. He was armed with a pellet gun. 2 people were injured, 1 federal employee and 1 civilian.
That's FBI Assistant Director James Barnacle Jr. in New York. That suspect said to be in custody. The War Department has identified 2 of the 3 Americans killed in Iran's missile attack Friday that hit a U.S. base in Jordan.
25-year-old First Lieutenant James Feehan. He was from Hawaii. Also, Private Isabella Gonzalez of Texas. She was just 19 years old. As you mentioned, the remains of a 3rd service member, they still are unidentified.
Fox's Alexandra Huff at the White House. A 4th American was killed Saturday.
That separate death took place in northern Iraq, occurring, according to the Pentagon, during a controlled detonation of an Iranian drone.
Now, the U.S. bombed Iran for a 9th consecutive night, going after air defense and missile and drone launch sites and communications. And Iran is retaliating today, launching attacks in Bahrain and Kuwait, where the army there reports they intercepted missiles and drones. Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
The Iranians are saying publicly the memorandum of understanding is suspended. Regional countries are reportedly pushing for another agreement, as Secretary of State Marco Rubio indicated the diplomatic path forward remains open.
I think we're always open to diplomacy. It has to be real. It has to be a deal that they're willing to live by.
There's a new prime minister in London again, Andy Burnham, the 7th one in the last 10 years.
Britain needs to show the world that we can regain our stability.
Burnham pledges big changes toward the socialist left.
A new political model and a new economic model.
America's listening to Fox News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Democrats in Maine are close to picking Graham Plattner's replacement after he stopped running for Senate in controversy.
There's a convention Saturday in Bangor, Maine, for 600 delegates to elect the Democrats' new candidate to run against incumbent Susan Collins in November. Of the 500 delegates elected at conventions in Maine's 16 counties this past weekend, 470 pledged support for former Maine State Senate President Troy Jackson. And anyone else considered to have had a real shot has now dropped out. Jackson's a fifth-generation logger from northern Maine. He got into politics originally as a Republican after helping to lead a logger labor movement in the late 90s. He came in third in the Democrats' June primary for governor, often campaigning with Senate candidate Graham Plattner. Plattner won, then withdrew a month later over a rape accusation on top of other controversies. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wednesday, President Trump will go to Georgia, where he's backing another Collins running for Senate. Republican Congressman Mike Collins trying to unseat Democrat John Ossoff in November. And the president will go there on an older Air Force One. The new one he flew on a few weeks ago is going to be grounded for a little while. The Boeing 747, donated to the U.S. by Qatar, will get some more security upgrades.
They're going to be sending it, and they'll have it be maxed out. It'll take about a month.
There's another attempt in Congress to stop lawmakers from investing in the stock market.
The legislation would allow members of Congress and their family members to hold on to stocks already owned, but would prohibit lawmakers from buying new stocks. House Republican leaders added this measure to the week's agenda following pressure from conservative hardliners. The bill also requires a public notice of at least 7 days before selling any existing stocks. Democrats are raising objections, arguing the legislation does not go far enough. New York Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the proposal creates a ton of loopholes and is not a true congressional stock trading ban. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, on Wall Street, the Dow is down 168 points, but the Nasdaq's up 107. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
This check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Breezy with plenty of sun today. Highs from 100 to near 110. South-southeast winds at 12 to 25 miles an hour. A steady breeze this evening. Mainly clear. The low down near 80. Mostly sunny. Very hot again on Tuesday. Highs from 101 to almost 110. Then Wednesday, mostly sunny. Breezy. Highs from 102 to almost 110. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Hurricane season is here, and the time to prepare is now. News Talk 710 KURV is your home for tropical coverage 2026. We'll bring you the latest information you'll need to help you prepare should a tropical storm or hurricane develop, with trusted resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, plus direct updates from local authorities. Be ready, be prepared. Tropical Coverage 2026 is powered by Lee's Pharmacy, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, Vega Roofing, and the Omar Ochoa Law Firm. Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. From the Radio United Broadcast Center, this is the Sergio Show. Talking about the news headlines and topics that affect you. And now, the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez.
Hour 2 of the program. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And big thank you to South Texas Buick GMC. Big thank you also to Lone Star National Bank. So in the Democrat Party effort to replace that Nazi Plattner guy, they had a debate a few days back. I don't know when this was, like Friday or so. This got a lot of play over the weekend on social media. Pobrecito, this dude who obviously needs some help. Very, very confused. My heart went out to this guy because, oh my goodness, he was one of 4 people that were on a stage to do a debate. They're running for Senate, trying to replace the Nazi tattoo. Everybody making an excuse for him, candidate for Senate in Maine. And what is this guy's name? I don't see. Let me do show more. See if I see it there. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, his name is Ashley Webb. This is where God forbid the Republican Party would descend into this. Oh, Democrats, please come back. I'm begging you for your sake, for the sake of our nation. Please come back. Stop advocating for all these communists, all these Marxists, all these trans lunatics, all these mentally ill individuals. Please come. This is his trans name is Ashley Webb. He was one of 4 candidates. He will not be the nominee in Maine, but it's just an example. And I think the ratio is about the same, 25% to 1/3. He was one of 4 candidates trying to replace that Nazi Plattner guy up in Maine. So let's see if this is the one where they ask him, so why are you qualified?
What qualifications do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
Oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now.
Like you're lying to yourself, dude. But hey, he shows you who he is, what he is, how confused he is. Anyway. That's the happenings up in Maine. Okay, I need to make it. See, today's people poll question will be based on the war happenings overseas. Of the 3 service members that we lost over the past 24 plus hours with Iran precisely hitting a U.S. military installation in Jordan. Iran has the capacity to control missiles to the point where they're very precise, hitting water desal plants, Saudi bases, Kuwaiti airports. Jordan, they hit a U.S. military installation. They can be very precise. And as a result of a precise strike on a U.S. military installation in Jordan, we lost 3. They had 1 missing for all the found the remains, but we know the names of 2. One was from Hawaii, and another young lady. Freddie, she was a baby. I have a 19-year-old. My boy is 19. He's my baby. He's still my baby. He looks like a cholo, like a gangster. He's got long hair. He's got a beard. That dude, I told you, he learned how to play guitar in just a few days. 6 months in, he's ready to perform at some festival in downtown McAllen, where he's going to play some Metallica songs. He's that good. Anyway, I have a 19-year-old. He's my baby. He'll always be my baby. And one of the service members killed a beautiful young woman. You see her, just baby face. You see her, she's 19 years old, was 19 years old. And oh my goodness, the heartache that family in Carrollton, Texas, North Texas, what they must be going through right now, as they learn that she has given her life in defense of our way of life, in defense of our nation. I've said this before, and I'll say it forever. If our nation is involved in a campaign that is deemed not worthy of bloodshed and injury to our most precious treasure, which is our children, then our country has no business whatsoever engaging in any military campaign like that. It should always be voluntary. Today's people poll question, and you can chime in at 956. Look, don't call. I'm giving you the WhatsApp number. And if you missed it, go rewind. We're on 710 KURV, YouTube Live, X Live, Facebook. Rewind. What did he say? What was the number? The WhatsApp number for KURV. Open up your WhatsApp. If you don't have WhatsApp, go get it. And that way you can send us a message or record a message. No 4-letter words that cannot be played on radio. Okay, we're 956 862 2482. 956 862 2482. That's the 710 KURV WhatsApp. Should America's military rely only on volunteer recruits? What say you? Should America's military rely only on volunteer recruits? The WhatsApp line for you to type out a message or record it and send it this way to Freddie, 956-862-2482, 956-862-2482. Should America's military rely only on volunteer recruits? America's military recruitment to date, these numbers might be aged by a few weeks, but America's military recruitment has experienced the strongest level in over 15 years. I want to say thank you to the interns who provided us a little bit of information for that. Military recruitment in our nation experiencing the strongest level in a decade and a half. U.S. Army achieved its active duty goals 4 months ahead of schedule, signing over 61,500 future soldiers. The U.S. Navy, in the most recent report, the U.S. Navy surpassed its fiscal year target by more than 8% to hit over 44,000 recruits. As far as reserves, most reserve components also hitting their marks, their recruitment numbers. Army Reserve faced some lingering challenges, hitting about 75% of goal. There are bonuses, there are benefits, there's certain lengths to the contracts that people sign, but when our children, and it's mostly our children, when they sign their life to serve, they sign their life, their health away in use of, by our nation, by our president, to defend our country, defend our way of life. So recruitment to date, very strong. If this Iran engagement lingers beyond where it should go, and I go back to the whole negotiating thing that took place between the U.S. and Iran. We know that this devil, the Iranian mullahs, the Iranian radicals, we know that it's a death culture. It may have been a waste of time, but I think for anybody who had any question on, we need diplomacy, we need peace deal, no. They will never surrender their nuclear program. They will never surrender to the West. They will not conform to the ideas and the standards of advanced, modern, first world society. It's a death culture. They have funded thousands of terrorist attacks through the years, killed thousands of Americans and Westerners and Israelis. Iran by itself, over 600 U.S. service members killed by Iran, by this General Soleimani, who was blown up to smithereens by President Trump in his first administration. At least 600 U.S. service members killed in Iraq by this General Soleimani, the great hero who they mourned for days after he was killed. Oh, how we missed an opportunity, Freddie, when during the whole peace deal, when they had a few moments of the peace deal taking place, we opened up for shipping, for Iran to do some shipping and all that. They gathered for the Ayatollah's funeral. We knew where they were. We knew all the top generals and clerics, and we knew where they were. Problem is that we also had Russian envoys and Chinese envoys and other idiots who were there to remember the life of a monster who's killed his own people, tens of thousands of them, tortured them, gunned them down in the streets. Yeah, the Ayatollah, the supreme leader. Yeah, that little funeral of his. How long had he been dead when they finally did the funeral? Like 2 months or something like that, right? What's that smell? I don't know. There's not enough air freshener, Lysol to. Unless there was nothing left, or maybe he was, maybe there were ashes left, right? That would have helped. That was probably the case. But they were all in one place, Freddie. All in one place. Target acquired. Yeah. That would have taken care of a lot of problems. Either way, so the war continues, and I do hope and pray somehow we reach a point where these bastards will cry uncle. It's a death cult. I don't see it happening anytime soon, but I hope it doesn't come to the point where the president says we need to put soldiers on the ground. I'm hoping that's not the case, because Kuwait has been hit, Saudi Arabia has been hit, Jordan has been hit, others have been hit. The surrounding, the neighborhood has been hit. I'm hoping that maybe a multinational force, some special, Israeli, U.S., and maybe allied strike teams can get in there. What they need to do, in my opinion, I've never been in the military. I'm a spectator like many of you, just from far away watching this thing. But you got to cut off. This is a multi-headed snake. You got to cut off all the head. We need those who believe in a free Iran to stand up with allied forces, get in there and start killing the religious cops, the religious police, the religious military. Literally, that's the blood that needs to be shed. They need to get rid of these bastards. And I hope it doesn't get to that, but it may, because, again, Iran is a death cult. Time is 10:19. This is the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. This hour of the program is a service of South Texas Buick GMC. Big thank you as well to Lone Star National Bank. Again, appreciate you joining us, and go find us on Live 710 KURV, YouTube, X, and Facebook. You can comment there, or go find us at the WhatsApp app. Open it up, 956-862-2482. 862-2482. Should America's military rely only on volunteer recruits? 956-862-2482. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV.
Coming up after the Sergio Show, stay tuned for the Dana Les Show starting at 11, followed by the Brian Kilmeade Show at 2 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Potami app.
The Drive to Freedom Sales event is happening now at South Texas Buick GMC. Drive home a new GMC Sierra for just $499 a month, or enjoy the comfort and style of a Buick Encore GX starting at $279 a month. Plus, save thousands on select new Buick and GMC models. Visit SouthTexasGMC.com or call 661-5000. Celebrating over 20 years with you. Sherry Road exit between McAllen and Mission. South Texas Buick GMC. Not the biggest, just the best.
Looking for a career in the skilled trades? Then don't miss the Tools and Talent Skilled Trades Job Fair. Join Workforce Solutions and the Edinburgh Economic Development Corporation Thursday, July 23rd from 9 a.m. till noon at the Edinburgh Activity Center at 123 Mark S. Peña Drive in Edinburgh. Meet employers hiring in welding, HVAC, manufacturing, construction, mechanics, and more. Take the next step towards your future at the Tools and Talent Skilled Trades Job Fair, July 23rd at the Edinburgh Activity Center. Workforce Solutions is an equal opportunity employer.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
When's the last time you checked your roof's condition? Is it hurricane ready? It's predicted to be a busy storm season with strong winds. Did you know that heavy rains can cause your drains to clog? Clogged drains on flat commercial roofs can cause serious damage to your buildings. Being prepared will give you peace of mind. Call Vega Roofing Company so we can inspect your roof or replace it with our 20-year warranted Duralast roofing systems. Call 686-4921. Vega Roofing Company since 1965. A name in roofing you can trust. That's 686-4921.
Thank you, Harlingen, and thank you, Rio Grande Valley, for listening today to News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's official home for Fox News Radio.
Time is 10:23. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. Thank you to South Texas Buick GMC and Lone Star National Bank. You got what you voted for up in New York. New York City, you said you'd never forget 9/11, and you vote for this Marxist bastard. I'm Donnie. Doubling down on arresting Benjamin Netanyahu if he ever goes to New York. Yeah, I think we'll be avoiding New York for quite some time. No reason to be spending some Texas dollars, tourist dollars up there. I was telling Freddie, I'm a big fan of the meme, the little videos that folks put on social media, Fat JD Vance. They put him in, the fat version. He's got like curly hair. He's got a bunch of curly hair. He's got his beard, and they put him in a suit. The cartoon or the AI stuff they put out there. They put him in a suit that's like high waters and barely fits him. He's like ready to bust out of his shirt and out of his suit. Fat JD Vance. Well, long live social media. Here's something that's on, what is this? I can't even say the name because it has the F word in there, but it's DFF. You can find it on social media. It's, so on the right is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, future president. I hope he's a president someday. And he's got the doctors. Usha Vance is in a hospital bed smiling where the back is up, right? She's sitting up. And JD next to her, right, with scrubs. And she's holding, Usha is holding Fat JD, baby, Fat JD Vance. With the curly hair and the beard. Well, the baby was born with the beard. This is some of the cute stuff that's online. Congratulations to our vice president, JD Vance, and Usha, our second first lady, and welcoming Alec Neil Vance, ALEC, Alec, NEEL, Neil Vance. Appreciate little baby. And this is some of the funny stuff online. I got some audio for you, Freddie, on this one. I do. Okay.
Congratulations, it's a healthy baby boy.
Oh.
Gugu Maga. Gugu Maga. Gugu Maga.
Did he just say what I think he said?
He did. A little political prodigy. He's a very opinionated newborn.
Our little MAGA baby.
Gugu Maga. Trump good.
Oh. That's a hairy kid. That's a cute hairy kid. That's number 4 for them. They got Ewan at 9, Vivek 6. Is his middle name Ramaswamy as well? What happened there? Mirabelle, the little girl, 4 years old. You remember what it was like for your first kid, right, Freddie? It's like you didn't want anything, right? You were so careful. I'm sure you and Nora were very careful with him, right? Excessively. Like helicopter. Well, I can tell you we were with Noah, our firstborn. We were like helicopter parents for everything, right? Elam shows up because of his condition, CF. Well, we kind of did the same thing, even worse with him. But I think the second child, like the first child, you check in hourly or constantly. The second child, for most families that I've seen, families that have more kids, they check in maybe daily for the second child. Third child, they'll start asking the older kids to check in on them if they're okay. Now, the fourth child, I la libra says, like the little one, like feed yourself, go change your own diapers. Like one family that I knew, their third child, she was eating gum under the tables at Chuck E. Cheese. I'm chewing gum, not eating, chewing gum. It's okay. It's the third one. They were already tired. Time is 10:27. The Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. Thank you to Lone Star National Bank and South Texas Buick GMC. Time's 10:33. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV. It's almost back to school time, Freddie. Oof, my goodness. Almost back to school. We got that back to school bash scheduled for Saturday, October 1st at the big mall in McAllen. Pardon? What did I say? October? Of course I did. Of course. Sorry, Freddie. You know, all these mental misfires. You know what I've noticed does that quite a bit? And he and I are about the same age. Michael Burr. I don't bother emailing him anyway. He doesn't even bother. I tell him, dude, I'm in town. Just take a picture with me. He ghosts me, man. But I love his show. I love Michael. He's the czar of radio. And tune in here, Michael Berry. Mental Flubs and all. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Weeknights on 710 KURV. Back to School Bash will be August 1st at the Big McAllen Mall. Hope you can join us. This is the Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Thank you to South Texas Buick GMC. Thank you to Lone Star National Bank.
You go, Dad.
At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home. We are LSNB.
The Valley's Bank.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Retaliation for American war dead. 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler James Fian from Hawaii and 19-year-old Private Isabella Gonzalez from Texas killed in an Iran missile attack on their base in Jordan.
A ninth consecutive night of U.S. strikes hit Iran overnight. According to CENTCOM military command centers, a variety of surveillance positions, missile and drone launching sites, along with other targets, were hit.
Fox's Trey Yangst, FBI Director Kash Patel with World Cup day after stats.
5,000 personnel from the FBI. Over 4,000 from the field, 800 from headquarters. And we had our 59 Homeland Security task forces, which are stood up by President Trump in the beginning of the administration.
And posting an individual deployed an incendiary device outside 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan in custody. 2 minor injuries. America's listening to Fox News.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Breezy and hot with plenty of sun today. Highs from 100 to almost 110. A steady breeze this evening, mainly clear and warm. The low only down near 80. Mostly sunny. Very hot again Tuesday. Highs 101 to almost 110. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Breezy. A high 102 to almost 110. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Rapid fire headlines.
Quick local headlines. The New World screwworm is in the RGV. It has been detected, had a calf that tested positive New World screwworm, Western Star County. SpaceX might be launching towards the end of the week, 5:45 launch time, so look to maybe towards the end of the work week for that. Drinking up to 5 cups of caffeinated coffee per day, safe for most adults, might be linked to cardiovascular health benefits. Who said that? The American Heart Association. How you doing, Freddie? You want something else? One more package? Okay. Check this out. Latest on the cyclosporiasis, cyclospora outbreak. You know, the runs after you eat tainted lettuce. They said it was tainted lettuce that was sold at Taco Bell. And here's one example. He says he came down with cyclospora after a trip to Taco Bell.
David Ott of Gilmer says it all started after he bought several Taco Supremes from a Taco Bell in Youngstown, Ohio, while in the area for a conference. The 27-year Army vet says a couple of days later he got severe stomach aches, diarrhea, nausea, dizziness, headaches, and a low-grade fever. It was so bad he had to go to the hospital when he got back to Texas. Tests conclude he did indeed have cyclospora, and he had to stay in the hospital for 2 days. He's now filed a lawsuit against Taco Bell and the lettuce provider. Now, the CDC has identified lettuce from Mexico served by Taco Bell locations across 5 states as a source of that parasite. Texas, however, is not one of those states.
Yeah, let's try to third party and negotiate this, right? How about free alleged tacos from alleged Taco Bell for life? How about free tacos? Huh? No lettuce. Hold the lettuce. The Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Happy Monday.